Right, welcome to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. This is a really interesting turn of events. So what we've got here is AMC Theatres declaring war on Universal, but also what this signifies is not just them, but AMC declaring firm war on any studio that wants to do a partial release or a speedy release in theatres. This is madness. And it's also blown way over proportion by AMC Theatres side of things, and it goes to show how AMC Theatres are basically really close to being done. They're in financial dire straits. So I saw this morning and I thought, God, we have to take a look at this, because this is truly interesting, because it's also Universal making a stand as, hey, we're happy to release things on streaming. This may be the landscape moving forwards. So AMC Theatres and Universal brawl after Trolls World Tour is an online hit. Yeah, that's right, AMC Theatres are butthurt. But massively. To the point where they just said, yeah, AMC, Universal, you're not welcome here anymore. We're not going to screen any of your movies. Sorry, how do you see that going down very well, AMC? How do you see that going? Because Universal will be releasing Jurassic World Dominion, I presume next year, I think. They also have the Fast and Furious franchise. I mean, this is not smart by AMC. They're missing out on a lot of money here. Not a small amount, a lot. So yeah, I think they're expecting Universal to kind of bow to the pressure, but Universal will probably earn a lot more from this. A lot more. And it's interesting because Universal is one of the companies that have a good working relationship with Netflix at the moment. They've given Netflix some of their films to release. Obviously, they paid for them and things, but they have done that a few times now. So it is interesting, isn't it, that it's Universal. And also Universal is opening their own streaming service. So this is preparation for that. It's market research. But let's get into the nitty-gritty of it, right? So at Los Angeles, Universal Pictures took a victory lap over Trolls World Tour on Tuesday morning, saying that the film's successful video-on-demand release had proved a new business model. A much-needed business model, ladies and gents, I'm sure you'll all agree, because we've had the same model for years, literally years and years and years, so it's nice to see a studio trying to break away from that. And also, it will help keep the costs down. The monumental costs, budgets included in these productions now are just insane. Like, they really are. Now, they said the studio has vowed to make more movies available without an exclusive theatrical run, even when theatres reopen. Smart. You're going to have to be cutting money somewhere. So yeah, why not? Now, AMC Theatres, the largest theatre operator in the world, don't think they have any here. Or maybe subsidiaries, I don't know. Took the studio's assertion as a declaration of war. Okay, not too smart. Adam Aaron, AMC's chief executive, told Universal late on Tuesday that it would no longer book any of the studio's films. Again, remember, Universal has Jurassic World, Fast and Furious, Despicable Me. Big franchises. Like, that's not a small amount. And is Universal the ones who have Transformers? Maybe. I can't remember if they do. If they do, that's even worse for AMC, because Transformers movies were taking like $1 billion, for God's sake. Insanity. Now, it says that the studio also owns Focus Features, a speciality division. Yep. With this proposed action to go to the home and theatres simultaneously, Universal is breaking the business model and dealings between our two companies. Oh, heaven forbid a studio break a business model that, has been in place for how many years? Like, for God's sake. Mr. Aaron wrote in a letter to Donna Langley, Universal's chairwoman, it assumes that we will meekly accept a reshaped view of how studios and exhibitors should interact, with zero concern on Universal's part as to how its actions affect us. Well, yeah, but you do take reasonable money from theatres. Like theatre cuts are pretty good, and the prices of theatre tickets are insane, absolutely insane. Now I get it. I for one really like going to the theatre, and I think we should never miss out on the theatre going experience. I think there's something to be said for that. It's a special time. I really like going to the theatre, and when this is all over, I'm going to love going to the theatre as much as possible. But also, you can't deny that people just want to watch stuff at home. It's just par for the course now. Now, Mr. Aaron called Universal's plans categorically unacceptable and said AMC would also boycott any other studio contemplating wholesale change to the status quo. So they are literally saying, nope, you do this, you are done. We will never do business with you again. Unbelievable. Most movies still arrive the same way that they have for decades. They first appear in theatres, so again, this is the business model, for an exclusive run of about 90 days, unless they extend it, and then in home, so home theatre, home release, through premium video on demand, what used to be VHS and things like that. And you know, theatre chains including AMC, Regal, and Cinemark have fought off efforts to shorten the exclusivity period because they worry that people will just be reluctant to buy tickets. Yeah, well, maybe lower your prices a little bit. You know, in the States, like I hear people from the States saying they have to spend like $100 or something like that. It's insane. You know, I myself, just one person, I spend, you know, £20 to £30. You know, that's nearly $50, isn't it? That is genuinely madness. You know, and there's so many movies coming out nowadays. That's why some of them just totally bomb, because it's too expensive. Now, obviously they say, you know, they'll be reluctant to buy tickets if they can see it in their living room, which, yeah, makes sense. But then people still want to go to theatres. Universal said in a statement that it was disappointed. We expect to release future films directly to theatres, as well as premium video on demand, when that distribution outlet makes sense. So yeah, that's a reasonable statement to make. And this is how professional they are. We look forward to having additional private conversations with our exhibition partners. There you go. Super professional. Universal set AMC's response by disclosing data about online performance of Trolls World Tour. The animated sequel to Trolls had been set for theatrical release on April 10th, so it had to release. Because, again, you've got to remember, they had marketing ramp up. They would also have to then double the money for video on demand marketing and stuff like that. So just releasing it online makes sense. Now, they did it with a $20 online rental. And 5 million people rented it. Jesus. Good money. Good. That's not bad at all, is it? Now, the result for Trolls World Tour have exceeded our expectations and demonstrated the viability of PVOD. As soon as theatres reopen, we expect to release movies on both formats, which makes sense. Studios retain roughly 80% of premium video on demand revenue, because obviously they have a platform to work off of, which Comcast is going to be getting their own one soon, which is Peacock. So they'll even eliminate part of that percentage as well, which is great. It makes so much sense. Now, I would be against this if I thought that it would be the death of theatres, but I don't think it would be. I still think there'll be enough people going to theatres as well. And I also, as well, I think theatres do need to downsize, you know? These are massive cineplexes now with multiple floors, and they're almost like theme parks in and unto themselves. You know, and you wonder why it costs so much to keep them running. Like, Jesus, it is too much. Now, studios are also aware that consumers have been impatient about being unable to see all movies whenever and wherever they want. Netflix has already been chipping away at the exclusivity model. Yep, they have, and they've done very well. And I think Universal going to home release with their own one, again, remember, Peacock here, I think that's going to be great. And again, if this is the death of theatres, then that's not what I want. I don't want theatres to die, but I do think that there's a place for this, and I think there's a market share for this. I don't think it's all or nothing. Basically, I think there is a place for both of these business models to work and work well, and that seems to be what Universal are thinking. So, yeah, and that's interesting as well. Like, guys, I've said this many times, but people don't believe me for whatever reason. In contrast, studios receive only 50% of ticket sales. So you've got to remember, when they give those big opening report figures, they've only earned 50% of that, plus a little bit less because they still have to, you know, maybe there's a distribution partner, and so on and so forth. So that's why when we say you have to make like double the profit, double the production budget to make any money, that's why. So anyway, guys, I'd love to hear your thoughts. What do you think about this? What do you think about the death of theatres? Do you think this is the death? Do you think it isn't? Love to hear it, so please do let me know down below in the comment section. If you're new here, do hit subscribe. You can stay up to date on the world of pop culture and movie news and some of these interesting snippets on the industry, such as this. I myself found this really interesting, and I hope you did too. This video was sponsored by my short original film, which I'm crowdfunding for. You can find a link to that down below in the description box. Please do go and support it, support indie filmmakers, myself. But anyway, guys, thanks so much. I've been Mr. H. Take care.